Hello everyone and welcome to Vlogmas day 4. I can't believe we made it to day 4 already, honestly. I feel like I'm doing pretty good making these videos, so I'm really happy with how things are going. Today, it is Saturday, and I am attempting to make a gingerbread cake. Andrew and I were gonna do a gingerbread house, but the thing with that is we find that they just end up going to waste because we leave them out for decoration and you don't really eat them, and you also have to buy all the candy for it, and it just seemed really wasteful. So this year I came across a recipe for this gingerbread cake that sounded so good. So we are going to attempt to make that. My family is actually having a cookie baking party today. Obviously Andrew and I are not going because we are still sick with COVID, but we're gonna make this cake instead, and I think it's gonna be really delicious. The only thing is, it is quite a large cake. I mean, it's just normal size cake, and we don't need to eat all that ourselves. So I was thinking of having the recipe and making it in, I have these smaller cake pans, so it's gonna be a round cake with a few different tiers, and I have really small cake pans that I'd like to try to use. The only thing is I'm gonna have to adjust for like the cooking time, and I'm not sure how that's gonna go, but we're gonna try and see how it turns out. This is the cake that I'm attempting to make. I do not expect it to look as beautiful, but I was thinking maybe of doing some gingerbread cookies or something on top instead of that little house. We'll see. I don't know if I'm going to be able to make cookies and cake tonight. That seems a bit lofty, but my goal is to get the cake done, and hopefully it looks half as good as this. Okay, I'm gonna get all the ingredients together and then let's get started baking. Okay, I have this bowl here and I'm gonna put all the dry ingredients in here, and I'm gonna sift the flour as I put it in because I said that is important. So we're just gonna do it. This is such a small amount of mixture. I'm hoping that this isn't gonna be an issue. Just a little bit of flour. For the wet ingredients, I'm gonna actually use my mixer because I think it will be easier. I've misplaced my whisk. I don't even know where it is right now. So we're gonna use the mixer. It's a bit tricky actually trying to half this recipe because I need, let me see, I needed 3/4 cup of whole milk. And so I calculated, well, Andrew calculated it for me, and it comes out to be about 3-ish ounces, a little over 1/3 cup. So hopefully that's okay, that's correct. So we're gonna add that. 1/2 tablespoon of apple cider vinegar. I have the same issue with the brown sugar as I had with the milk. I needed a 3/4 cup plus 1 tablespoon of brown sugar. So I ended up with about 1/3 cup, yes, I ended up with about 1/3 cup with 1/2 tablespoon in here. 2 tablespoons of melted butter. It's very hot. An 1/8-ish cup of vegetable oil. It calls for 1¼ teaspoon of vanilla extract. I'm just gonna put in a full teaspoon because I think it will be fine. We'll make it really delicious. I decided to use the little whisk attachment for the mixer to whisk this batter up because I don't know where my whisk is and the fork wasn't working very good. And the reason that I couldn't just whisk it with the mixer is because there's not a lot of batter in there. It's very little batter, and the whisk attachment doesn't go all the way down to the bottom of the bowl when I'm mixing, so it just wasn't gonna work. It was just gonna be useless, and I didn't want to over mix it, so I just improvised. But now we're gonna take our little cake tins, and I'm gonna put these, I cut out these little parchment paper circles to put at the bottom, put them on the very bottom, and I buttered them so they stick. And then we can add the cake batter and bake them. It said to cook the original recipe for 22 minutes, so I'm gonna put them in for 15 minutes because they're still, I mean, this is still decently deep. And I'll check on them at that point and see if they're ready, and if not, I'll put them back in. Okay, the little gingerbread cakes came out. They look pretty good. Some of them are thicker than others. This one is a good size. This one is a pretty good size. And this one is a little bit small, but that's okay because it's just for Andrew and I. We're gonna stack them like this and frost them. But I'm gonna wait for them to cool completely before we do that. I have great news for this cake because my family just stopped by and dropped off some of the cookies they made today at their cookie party, and some of them are gingerbreads, so you could use those to decorate the top of the cake, and I don't have to do anything else for the decorations. I was just gonna leave it plain because I was feeling quite tired, but there's some little, oh my god, these are so cute. Cute little cute little cookies to put on top of the cake. The cakes have cooled, and I kind of trimmed the tops off of them to make them a little bit flatter so that they could stack easier. And now I just gotta put buttercream on the layers and then around the edges, and then we can eat it. I think I left the frosting out too long while I was letting the cake cool, so it looks a little funny. But it said to do like what's it called, a crumb layer, like a really thin layer of frosting, and then put it in the fridge to chill for 30 minutes and then do the rest of the frosting. So maybe I can fix the frosting that I have left over while this is chilling, because it looks like separated buttercream, which it probably is, but it still tastes really good, so that's all that matters. But we'll see if we could fix it. This looks so bad. Alright, here is the frosted cake. We went for a semi-naked design. Now we just gotta add our gingerbread people on top. It's a little bit big. We also have this one. We can put her here. Maybe I should have just did that one on top. Oh my god, I'm dying. This was supposed to be a beautiful aesthetic little cake, but this is what I have. This is what I've ended up with. Toodaloo. It is the next day, obviously, because last night I was eating a lot of the frosting and then I got full and I didn't want to eat the cake. I was too full to eat it, but now I wanted to enjoy it, so I'm gonna taste it now and see how it goes. But I had it in
our coffee.
Yeah.
And our cake.
I had it in the fridge all night, and so it felt very firm, and I left it on the counter for like an hour this morning, and it's still pretty cold. So
it's gonna be like an icicle.
Hopefully
it's gonna be like an ice cream cake. Ooh, moment of truth.
The layers in the middle of the frosting are like non-existent.
Very good.
Yeah, it tastes like cinnamon gingery cake. Obviously, it's a gingerbread cake.
Mm-hmm.
The frosting is good. Thank you guys so much for watching this episode. We really appreciate it. If you made it to the end, let us know what your favorite Christmas dessert is so that we can make it. Candy canes. I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your day or night, and we will see you in the next episode. Goodbye.
Toodaloo.